Hola, jag heter Arthur Perkins. Detta är APGamingREAL. Låt mig presentera vår gast, Spootnik 71.
Yeah, it's good.
Ja. Spootnik 71.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Am I starting now?
Yeah.
Is that how we start?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. I'm Spootnik. That was an unexpected start. I like that.
Yeah.
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 Hopefully my new voice for Henley won't offend anybody.
Yeah.
I'm already offended.
Yeah. But yeah, this week is going good. I finished Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
It was good. And now I'm about 14 hours into Dragon Age 11. And I'm enjoying it.
Dragon Age 11?
Dragon Quest.
Or I'm sorry, Dragon Quest 11.
I was about to say,
I'm
did I go into a coma for 55 years?
Bodes well for BioWare. Holy shit.
It's the definitive version that came out on Switch. It's really good. They added some stuff from the version they put out 6 months ago or something. It's really neat. You can actually play the entire game in 16-bit 2D style graphics, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
They also added a whole other extra side quest thing where you are trying to repair timelines from the original 10 Dragon Quest games, and you have to meet little ghosty guys out in the world, and they give you passwords, and you go to their village, and when you go to their village, it automatically goes into 2D, old school graphics. And you go to these books, and you go into the worlds of the original 10 Dragon Quest games, and you correct things that have gone wrong in that timeline. So it's a neat little kind of side quest thing that you can do when you meet the guys, the little, I can't remember what they're called, the little doodad guys out in the world, and then you can go back to their village and do these little side quest things, and sometimes, and in some cases, you have to get items in the real world and bring them to this world. It's pretty awesome. But the game is fantastic. I never finished the game when it was originally released. I don't know why. I think I was playing it, and then some other big game came out, and I got distracted. But the game is fucking great. The voice acting is absolutely incredible. The characters are all likable. The story is great. Challenge-wise, it's not that hard. But in this edition, what they did is you can up the difficulty, but it's not like your traditional difficulty level thing where it's hard, super hard, whatever. It's things like the NPCs will sometimes lie to you and tell you the wrong place to go, and stuff like that. So it's pretty. I think it's a pretty interesting take on difficulty settings. It's super neat. I'm playing it pretty much standard right now, but and apparently there's. I haven't looked too much into it because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But apparently there's a really, really good not New Game Plus, but post game stuff that you can do, end game stuff that you can do. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's super fun. It's a great game. It runs great on the Switch. It looks great on the Switch. I have zero complaints about it so far. So that's what I've been up to.
I really like how every New Game Plus we start off with Spooty's game review. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, now that Spootnik's intro is over, I can stop butchering the Swedish language. My apology to all of our Swedish viewers. All two of you, according to YouTube. You know, speaking of things that get butchered, I'll just wait until one of the three of you decides to do an intro. I don't know where to toss that one. I dug myself into a hole.
All right, hey everyone, Dave. I've been doing regular shit, nothing unusual here. Still waiting to get the new company set up. We're just waiting on financial acceptance from people, and then we're good to go. But other than that, yeah, that's about it. Really, thanks. Speaking about butchering.
Really, we're gonna use that for the handoff for everybody.
That's rough. I apologize to everyone for starting that trend. Drumurboy, let's hear from you. No butchering involved.
Dang it. I'm Drumurboy. I'm kind of tired because they're redoing the insulation, I think, in the boiler room right beside my bedroom. So I got woken up real early for what I'm used to.
That's just Freddy Krueger.
No, they're covering the walls in like this silver shit because it's the boiler room and they're trying to like insulate it better. I don't know. Finished some Court of Swords music. It's not up yet because they didn't have an episode on Tuesday, but it'll be out once I'm done the cover art because I got an idea for it. It's just whether or not I can do it because I'm learning 3D software and I'm trying to make it cool. And starting another thing today. Picked up the guitar again for the first time in like 6 months for a thing.
Dick.
I'll give you a preview through the speakers.
Spootnik, thanks for that Twitch Prime. I don't know why it's not showing up on...
Twitch Prime!
Yeah, it's not showing up on the stream, though. I don't know why.
This is what I did today.
Sounds metal as fuck, dude.
That sounds awesome.
Always need more metal.
That's what I did today. Relearning how to alternate pick really fast and be shreddy. Be shreddy Mercury over here.
I'm gonna tell you something, Drumurboy, and it's gonna hurt
What's
you
that?
a lot. It's gonna be really painful. I thought you did your best work when you were making anime music. Really, I thought your anime tracks were the actual real top shit. That's just me. It's just my opinion. I am
Well, that era is over.
God damn it.
That's long over.
Fuck.
Unless I get hired to like write an anime thing.
Are we talking like? Because I don't know if I've heard it. Are we talking like Japanese girl singing instrumental, and then it turns into pop music?
No.
Sort of
Imagine
anime?
like anime intro music, like kind of J-rock kind of stuff,
Okay.
mixed with either jazzy stuff. I did a Persona-esque one. I did a mecha anime one, which is more orchestral. Yeah.
Listen, whenever you put
believe
those
it.
polls out on Patreon, I got the Bing immediately in my phone. I was vote number 1 every time,
For
locking
anime.
in anime.
I know.
You were like, here are 3 other options in anime, and I was like, yeah, bitch, you know what I want.
Please pick anything
Yeah,
else.
bitch.
It's too late for you.
Yeah.
But now I don't have that option anymore. Now you just make whatever people pay you to make. Ugh.
Pays the
It's
bill.
like he has a
I can't
secure
even do
job
it.
or something.
Yeah, there might be an anime one on Tabletop Jukebox Volume 2. It's like I put all the Patreon tunes on Spotify through that. And there's another one in the works. It's just whenever I have time to finish it. I'll put an anime one on there just for you, AP.
Listen, I gotta tell you something. I've never used Spotify, but my gym uses Spotify to make playlists. And they have an open challenge for me to make a Spotify playlist for the gym. And I'm really worried because it would be like 90% anime music and then like baby metal, and that's it.
Yeah.
wondering if I should just make a Drumurboy playlist and put that in there and see how all the gym rats like it.
That'd be terrible.
No, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm going to make this happen.
It's kind of like the Spotify's another thing now where like if you have like the family plan or whatever, it's like
I have
you
a family plan.
you can make a playlist that aggregates everything that your family listens to. I'm like it's like my dad listens to like Christian rock, whatever. My mom listens to like old hair metal, and I listen to death metal and heavy metal. It's like that'll really go over well. Just death metal thrown into my dad's playlist. I'm sure he'll really enjoy that.
My Spotify playlist got real interesting over the last couple of weeks because Opeth just put out a new record.
Oh boy.
I've been putting that on repeat, so now I've got like smooth jazz and Opeth. It's like
What's
trying to.
Opeth?
It's a metal band.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Oh yeah, intro.
Intro, yeah.
Watching The Good Place on your recommendation.
Yeah.
How far in it are you?
I'm about halfway through season 2 now.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the turn?
Oh,
What do you think
man.
of the turn?
I know.
I was like, fucking what?
Season 2 is so good. Listen, season 3 is gonna blow your mind again.
I don't know if we have season 3 in Canada Netflix, so I might have to VPN it. But
They just released season 4, and I want to sit down and watch it.
It's not on Netflix
Right.
yet, but as soon as it is, I'm gonna fucking
What?
get it.
How? I have it on Netflix.
It's on get it from disc Netflix, but not watch immediately Netflix.
Disc Netflix? What?
Yeah, Netflix sends you discs.
when they mail it to you, they
Yeah,
still
when they
have
mail
that?
it to you.
No.
Wow.
I can watch it. I can literally watch it right now. I can pull that
We
shit
don't
up
have
on
that
my
yet in
phone and
America,
play
my
it.
friend.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I started playing Destiny 2 just came to Steam, and I've been playing Destiny 2 again
I want to do that.
because I didn't pay for any of the I played the main game and then didn't pay for
Yeah.
anything else. But as a free player now, you get Warmind and whatever the other expansion was for free. You get out
There's
all
like-
the content up to Forsaken for free.
Oh,
Yeah. So apparently it's free to play now up until Forsaken, which is cool. It's a completely different game. It's like there's so much shit. I was so confused.
Yeah, that's the way the first one was. Everybody was like, "Yeah, don't play it when it first." Just like wait, a year and then.
well, I mean, I like that game a lot, but man, does it overstay its welcome sometimes. It's like, hey, cool, welcome back for another week of Destiny stuff. How about you do the 4 things that you're allowed to do anything new this week? And it's like,
Well, that's the thing with all this new shit. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going.
see, that's the best time to play Destiny. If you play Destiny any other time, right? Like if you like, all right, I gotta get my light level up this by doing things in the game. The
Yeah.
moment you're at that stage of the game, it's like, oh, okay, I can only do 4 things, and one of them is PvP, and I fucking hate PvP in Destiny. So, it's only 3 things, and you can knock that out in like an hour and a half, and you're just like, well, fuck, so much for a living game world, where you, because the way that they limit you is by they give you like these special power up nodes or whatever, and whenever you get them, you have a chance of potentially getting a higher power level item for your gear. And let's say you're using a handgun and you want to get a higher level handgun. Sometimes it'll give you a rifle, and it's like great. Or sometimes it'll like re-roll you a piece of armor that's already at that level, and you're like fucking awesome. So half the time you're not even leveling up your shit in that game. That's the only problem I have with it. It's just not very fun to play when you're at maximum level or whatever.
It's a lot different now. Like 2 years in, there's so much shit. Like there's very little chance to get the same item unless you're doing like raids and stuff, and there's only a limited pool of items. Because right now,
I mean,
you start at
yeah.
750 light level, and I think the new cap is 950.
They start you at 750 now, huh? Okay.
Yep.
That's new.
Yeah. I brought my character over from when it launched. Still in there, so yeah. Other than that,
Excellent.
just the music stuff. Trying to stay awake because construction's been happening 3 days in a row. And yeah, that's it. Good place. It's good.
Excellent. Season 3 is going to be great for you, man.
I don't know if they have season.
Here's the
3
thing
on
about
Netflix
The
yet.
Good Place. At the end of season 1, I was like, there is no way that they can continue this show. I would love to see a second season, but I don't even know what they did with it. And the very start of season 2, like 10 seconds in, I was like, fuck, they did it. They blew my mind. And at the end of season 2, I was like, there is no way they can continue this show. And then at the beginning of season 3, I was like, fuck, god damn it, they got me again. Now I'm going to have a whole season of listening to Chidi teach me philosophy and then watch real world examples as everyone fucks up and then goes to Chidi and goes, Chidi, how do I solve this?
Oh, the real world examples in season 2 are brutal.
Look, the trolley problem is a listen, man, the trolley problem made The Good Place famous, right?
Yeah.
It is a literal representation of a classical philosophical dilemma.
Oh, I forgot. This is the one where you know the person, the dude in the boots. God.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a really good show.
Lord, thanks for the sub. You know, got anything else, Drumurboy?
I don't think so.
Speaking of someone that I turn to when I need a spiritual philosophy lesson, talk to Atomic.
I don't think that's ever happened.
That's
Captain,
correct.
not a
I would
captain.
never go to you for a philosophy lesson. You'd
I mean,
probably just tell me something like, you know, Arthur, the flesh is weak. Emotions are terrible. Replace
The
your body
flesh-
with technology.
The flesh is
Whiskey and butt
indeed weak.
injections.
The flesh is indeed weak.
Inject whiskey
mind is
directly into your
willing.
ass.
Whoa. Hold up.
Yeah. Yeah. I've mostly been working on Space Marines since Saturday because I think I've got 15 of 30 of them done, and I've got more on the way. Get here tomorrow, so that'll be fun. My fingers hurt. Got a new boss down in Warcraft last night, which is like the wall boss. So now we're past that. It's pretty good. It's a pain in the ass.
You don't
So-
fuck with the wall, man.
Yeah. It took us like 2.5, 3 weeks to get it, just because roster problems. We had to get a bunch of new people and everything else. So it was fun. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else I've done. I mean, I've been messing around with a 3D printer a lot, trying to get all that sorted. I'm trying to work on a Warlord Titan print, but I've got to slice it, and that's a whole thing. So, because it's like 3 feet tall. And the guy was like, oh, here's the model, but I'm not going to do any other work to it. So fucking have fun. So
Basically, IRL Warframe. You got to like print out the legs and arms separately, and then.
well, it's like, because I've got I'm trying to think, my print area, I think it's like 6 by 10, and then about 1.5 feet. But this thing obviously it's like 3.5 feet tall, you know, and then I've got to split it all up, and it's a whole thing. So that's fun. I've been messing around with it's called Cura. It's a program from Ultimaker for it's just like generic slicing and print monitoring software. So been doing that. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's see. Since the last time we had an episode, I have, for the first time in 3 months, gotten a regular between 6 and 8 hours of sleep every day since the last episode.
Nice.
What's your secret? What's your secret? Tell me.
Well, I'll tell you what the secret was. The secret was buying an AR-15. I no longer.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
I
know
what?
it'll be difficult for you in Poland,
Yeah,
but
you just like laying in bed next to this gun bin, like
no,
I feel
but
so much secure.
now that I don't know what to tell you, man. My whole neighborhood is full of people of the opposite political affiliation of me. They all have very large guns. They know what my political affiliation is because I've had lawn signs out. And they're all out here like, you hear about that hashtag Civil War? I'm ready to throw down. And I'm just like, okay, that's good. That's great. I am now going to fortify my house. This is a sharp change. When I started streaming 5 years ago, and then I moved into this house. I had a policy. People in my neighborhood didn't lock their doors. People would walk into my house while I was streaming. It happened in some episodes of my early shows.
Why?
Now,
Hang on. Why would they walk into your house though?
they would just want to ask me stuff or like borrow stuff from my kitchen. Now, my policy is if you open that door, I'll kill you. So it was a long journey to this moment, but the door is locked, by the way. Just to be clear, I'm not inviting people to come into my house. The door is locked.
Man.
It's actually
you can come into my house, but I'll kill you.
It's twice locked.
What's like
And I've let people know they're not welcome here anymore.
You have to invite me in.
No, Dave, my neighbors aren't vampires. They're just old.
You walk in, you got like that spiral stone on the floor, like Skyrim, that just whips a spike gate.
oh yeah.
None of those things have happened.
Yeah, that used to be. It used to be when I was younger. Arthur would be the same way. Like I'd have friends who like they were just it's like, oh, the door's unlocked. Just whenever you come over to see whoever, just walk in. You don't have to say anything. You just walk in and like your friend's mom's in the kitchen, whatever. Like, oh, what's up? And you just whatever. And now it's like when I was still living in Alabama. It's like I had guns all through the house. People are like, why? It's like I live in a place called Meth Mountain. Let that sink in for a second. It should be self-explanatory.
I don't know if you can see. My camera never properly picks up my color, but I've gone from incredibly pale to sunburn because I was at the gun range yesterday. Was it really yesterday? I was there for 4 hours. Kicked my ass. Also, I got a shit ton of sunburn.
Maybe this is a little like weird of me to ask, but why would a political affiliation within a first world country resort to you wanting to protect yourself with automatic
Listen, man,
because it's gone from just
fucking lunatics out there that are like, we'll overthrow all the people trying to take over the government. They're all demon worshippers of Moloch.
Yeah, it's gotten real bad to the point to where it used to just be like an opposite,
it used to just be you could sit down and have a discussion, and someone be like, well, actually, I'm this political affiliation, and I'd be like, I don't agree with you. I've been neutral I've been an independent, but I lean in one direction. I don't agree with what you said, but it's fine. We can have lunch together. And now,
it's so divisive that it's not even funny.
Things are literally insane here, Dave. They're literally insane. I'd say it's like violence is breaking out in the streets, but we have the highest amount of political shootings in the last 3 years. Since the Civil War. Since we literally shot each other over politics.
It doesn't help that all the crazies have been given a platform too. So
I don't know what to tell you.
And they can network. The crazies they're learning.
Now that I have a very large gun and a very large pile of ammo, I feel much, much safer.
Okay, I will say something. For when I was staying in America, I was afraid to actually go on dates with people. Because of the fact that I was afraid that people would do that thing where they regret their decisions the next morning, and because I actually had a friend who that happened to in San Francisco, and it was a fucking nightmare. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, even if you're like hella keen, I'm staying away from all of that shit. So for 5 years, I was literally like, I'm gonna lock myself up. I can't imagine what it would be like to have that, but like on a political sense.
Have that, but with people who are proud that they own more firearms than the number of people who live in their house.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell you, Dave. It stopped happening. I can finally sleep easily again. Was it random? Was it buying an AR-15? I think it was buying the AR-15, but I no longer am filled with such a huge amount of trepidation. I've been going all of my disaster scenario plans. I got all my shit packed, ready to go.
Save a bug out bag ready
in case of rebellion.
Jesus fucking Christ, man! It's like, man.
I mean, I'm in red country. I am. It is so.
I'm in the red part. I am the red bastion of one of the bluest states in America. These are people that Their voices aren't heard, right? They have absolutely no political representation because they're in a giant blue area and they're like a tiny red bastion, and they're all very angry all the time. And they're also all former Marines.
Well, and the weird thing is that I'm in a super red state, and they still think that their voices aren't being heard. I'm like, what the fuck are you? What are you?
Well,
I don't know.
Don't worry,
I don't know.
Arthur. Just, in case of emergency, just, open up a pack of crayons and throw them at them to distract them. long enough.
Wow, so basic. All right, look, let's get away of talking about these guns. What else has happened? I bought an iPhone 11, upgrading from an iPhone 5. It annoys the shit out of me because it doesn't have a home button. I got a Kindle Fire 8 HD to upgrade from my other Kindle Fire. It's like 50%
All right.
bigger.
Let me ask you about the Kindle stuff, because I was thinking about getting one, but I was also because I read a lot of like comics and manga and shit. It's just like light reading.
Yeah, I
like
read a
to
lot
do
of
it when
tabletop
when I
RPG
can't
books.
sleep. Yeah.
Manga.
So let me ask you this: is side loading possible on Kindles?
I don't know what that means.
Side loading is when
you
you just throw the files on there. You don't have to.
No, not that. But like, if I want to install an application which manages all of my comic reading stuff that I've been using for years, am I able to install Google Play and then install?
I think you should be. I think it runs on.
Even if you
run on Android.
Even if it can't run on Android, you can turn off secure compatibility, because you can't download Google Chrome unless you turn off secure compatibility, and I will never use Silk browser. It is so fucking dumb.
Okay, so if you can install Google Chrome,
you need the
on the
APK
thing,
kit for it, and you can download it completely securely online.
Yeah, so if I have an APK, I can install whatever I want on the Google, on the Amazon Fire. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. That's really all I want.
I mean, I would Google to see if people say Google Play will work with. I'm almost certain it would. I mean, Google Drive, Google Chrome both work on it. Although Google Drive you can download from the App Store.
What's the charging mechanism on it? Is it C?
USB to I don't have one sitting. I don't
a micro USB thing.
Yeah, it's a USB type thing.
I'm trying to get rid of every device that has that. I really hate that shit. Yeah.
Chat's saying you can install Google Play on the Fire. So.
Okay.
What else did I get? Because I got another new piece of electronics that's pissing me off. I watched 3 episodes of anime. It's the most anime I watched in like 3 months.
Okay.
In a whole week, 3 episodes. I feel really proud of myself for getting the time to do that.
Why are you watching so little, dog?
I haven't watched any anime in 3 months until now. Spooty, why are you cheering? What's happening? Is there a cheer?
I mean,
is there a cheer war? You want to take first place, Spootnik?
Yeah, someone cheered 5, so I was like, I'll cheer 6.
Okay, excellent.
I won't be outdone.
I agree. You shouldn't be outdone, sir. You should use your God-given right to be first place all the time. If you're not first, you're last.
That's right. I win. It was a perfect cheer. Perfect. Everyone says so.
In the last 3 weeks, Dave, I've been so incredibly fucking busy. I haven't had time to do anything. I'm just barely keeping prep up for shows right now. As I think I mentioned this last week, next time a show ends, I'm just going to let it die and not replace it with the new show. 6 shows, too many. Too many shows.
My max was like 4 before I couldn't do any GMing effectively.
Yeah.
And also support myself with the job and all that shit. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you do 6, dude. I just don't.
Yeah, it's an enormous time sink.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember when we first met and we started up the Campaigners Guild? And
listen,
the idea was that
I remember Campaigners Guild lasted about 2 days until somebody, was it Swargula or was it Dream Punch?
I don't know. It was
that called Bubbernot Blubbernot, and then everything fell apart in like a single instant. And I was like, well, that was fast.
To be fair, though, a lot of people also weren't really super into the idea of like not having their own shit, which is like the weirdest problem to have. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Listen, Dave,
It's
I remember
all-
when we met, the conversation went exactly like this. I was like, hey, I've seen that you stream at similar times that I do. What if we shout each other out at the end of our stream so people go watch each other? And you were like, Mr. Arthur Perkins, my name is Dave Henley. I am a businessman. Instead of shouting each other out, what if we just were on each other's shows? And I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually serious. He's not like all the other motherfuckers I talk to. And that's how we did a stream together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it's There's a reason why people should collaborate and work together. It just makes sense. I don't know why a lot more people don't do it. Anyway, why are we talking about this now?
Listen, Spootnik, you're not hearing what I'm hearing. Okay, Dave, Spootnik and Zinak have entered into a cheer war, and it's constantly setting off the fucking overlay.
You can just mute that shit, dude. Just mute
I'm
it.
gonna have to in a minute.
No, someone just come in there and drop like.
We are throwing pennies around like fucking madmen.
I know. I'm turning it off. I'm sorry, guys. You can have a winner or a loser, but the audience at YouTube doesn't need to hear this enormous fucking alert sound going off every 10 seconds.
All right, I'm ready to play, boys.
I'm ready to play too, but we're actually
Yeah.
missing Drumurboy. So
Oh shit.
You had to
Oh.
step back for a second.
I'm currently testing a new game that we're working on. Can you see it? It's kind of
no, it
blown
is
out.
completely whited out.
Yeah, it's basically like a Pacross game. I don't know. It's just something that we just made on the flip flop for no reason, really. So it's pretty good. It's got like 600 puzzles in the fucking thing. So right now, I'm just sitting here doing all the puzzles to make sure that they're not hot garbage. So that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah,
Let me tell you
keen to get
something, man.
started.
You want to talk about puzzles that are not hot garbage? Portal and Portal 2 were incredibly fun. Someone must have put.
That's a very brave statement.
Really? You didn't like Portal and Portal 2?
No, everyone liked Portal and Portal 2.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I've met people that haven't, but I'm just saying, think about how long it must have taken to play test Portal and Portal 2, right? To make puzzles that would be solvable by a wide range of people that also were not immediately obvious to a wide range of people.
So that's the biggest problem I have right now. So we were designing this game. It's literally Pacross. If anyone's ever played Pacross, it's basically like
Yeah.
it's like a crossword puzzle that you fill out by making a picture. It's real simple, but there's a whole lot that goes into it. Like I can sit here and knock out and beat every single puzzle in here is super easy because I've been playing these games for a long time. But everyone else in the office is like mentally handicapped when it comes to this sort of game, which is, I mean, like some people just don't get the puzzle, right? Like they just don't get it.
Look, based on your description, it feels like this is not the group to be designing this game.
Well, I mean, so there's rules to designing the game, right? For one, they have to be mathematically solvable.
I'm sorry,
there is
Dave. No one can hear anything. I turned the alerts back on, and every alert Spootnik and Zinak have made in the last 10 minutes all played at the same time.
Yeah. Well, all you need to do, dude, is just get it onto a mixing board and turn that shit off, like I do. Just boop.
It's happening. I'm turning it off.
Just turn it off.
Man, when I turn it back
They've
on at
ruined
the
it.
end of the show, it is going to be a fucking nightmare.
Okay. No, dude, here's what you do. Just change it so that only $1 shows up. That'll teach them. Fuck you and your pennies. Get that shit out of here.
They're not concerned about showing up on stream. What they're concerned about is beating the other person.
Exactly. Then you just turn it off so the notifications don't show up until it's $1.
I want
And then you
to...
have no problems.
I did a charity stream for Virgil once, Zircon 5. And whoever was the top donator... So a bunch of artists came on and said, all right, we like Virgil a lot. Whoever's the top donator will do this for them, right? And someone really wanted to be top donator. And Sid Alpha showed up with a fat stack of cash, and anytime that person donated, Sid Alpha would donate exactly $1 more. And the guy was screaming in rage over voice chat. He was just like, "Sid, you son of a bitch!" And Sid is like, "I got hundreds of dollars here, man."
God damn it, Atomic.
Wow, Atomic just
See,
left
there
the
you
first
go.
place.
Now you don't have to worry about it anymore. Thank you. Yeah, drop that shit.
I don't know
All right.
what's happening.
You guys ready? I'm
Drummer
ready.
boy,
Let's
you good?
Yep.
All right,
If
excellent.
if I need to step out again, like you guys can start. I can hear you. I turned my speakers on. And
I
mute
mean,
myself,
you
so I
being
can-
here is super important because the first scene involves you. Does anyone remember what
Oh.
happened last time?
Lacidia.
Didn't I try to not or like uncurse her, but she's not.
You
cursed?
did. You attempted to uncurse her.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But literally the only thing you guys remember is Lycidia. A
No,
lot
we also-
happened.
We also went to the Dragon Cave or the Wyvern Cave, I guess,
What
and
did I write down? Hold on.
you know we got the staff. Drummer Boy broke it or bent it, then we unbent it, and then we waited for those guys to show up to make sure they weren't coming with a fucking army of people, and then we handed over the staff, and that was that. And hopefully there won't be any more problems there. Drummer Boy basically found out that his daughter is like controlled by his patron or something.
That should not have been a surprise.
She aged like 10 years in like 3 days or
One day.
overnight. And yeah, we're sitting 1,000 XP away from level 6. We've been
Oh yeah.
we've been here for fucking 10 weeks.
Days, son.
We also talked about going to see the princess person about the going to see.
That's right,
Silver
yes.
Black. But
Mhm.
I realized after the session that was in the previous timeline.
We can still go
Ah.
see her though,
Yeah.
and
We could.
we know quite a bit about her. And the same thing, we could redo the same.
Do we though? We've only
Conversation.
met her once, and that
Yeah,
was in the
and
previous
remember-
timeline.
And remember how defensive she was about.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the same thing.
We'll find out. We can still try and get an audience with her. I mean, like the last time, remember, we also pledged allegiance to her, and that sort of got us in the door, as it were,
Well-
proverbial.
We pledged like kind of a mutual agreement to destroy Stalin Black because that's her goal too, or at least it was.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
can still find out
formulated
because
minds because Silverblade is alive in this timeline, and we got some questions to ask him.
yeah, boy.
Fantastic. I'm glad that that's your objective.
We'll ask our questions with our fists.
Henley's like, I cast fist. I am
cast fist.
muscle
magic.
wizard.
Muscle
cast-
wizard.
I cast mage hand. Slap,
mean-
slap.
Look, if there was one class you were going to call muscle wizard, druid would be it. Being able to turn into a
Oh.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
As the group's barbarian, I am the kill anything wizard.
You're not a wizard. You can't cast magic.
No, I cast axe.
That's not a spell. It's just an axe.
You know, it's definitely a spell.
He wields that axe like
No,
a spell,
Muscle
girl.
Wizard is a fighter with level 3 upgrades. That's a Muscle Wizard.
I said kill anything wizard.
I'm just a sad wizard.
After midnight has passed, the bottom left-hand corner of the screen says 7th wet, 25 days remaining. We follow our party walking in the dark with Lycidia, not Lysithia, down the road towards the salt mine. And Riverin is holding her father's hand and saying, Father,
Yes.
it is late and I am getting tired. I wish to re-enter the sleep cycle.
What time is it? Is it like dark?
Midnight. It's past midnight. You guys decided to leave town as soon as possible and head out with Lycidia towards the salt mines. even though it was like sun was setting when you met her.
Didn't we last time we did this? There was a campground.
There was.
Yeah, we
It'll be
camped
quite
right
close by,
before it,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
I'll
was
just like ask the party if we can rest.
it's the one where we met all the people from the Fish Guild, right? Fishing Guild.
Oh, you've met people from the Fisherman Guild
yeah, but
all
we met,
over the place.
Wow. Well, I mean, this specific campsite, I thought was the first place we met him. Like outside of it.
And we also met that kobold dude who had the glaive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the knoll.
The glaive.
The knoll. Yeah.
So, Riverend says, Father, I believe that I've begun to experience feelings, or perhaps emotions. They are difficult to contend with.
Yeah. Well, you're only 4 years old, so or 4 days old. Jesus, time is slippery.
Time is relative. Simply that when you let go of my hand and were holding someone else's hand, I was upset.
Well, it's good to know that you have more human traits than your, I don't even know what to call it.
But I am not a human.
You're partially human.
I am a tiefling in form.
And tieflings have feelings.
Yes, it appears so. So do gods.
Yes.
I'm tired, Father. Will you carry me?
I'll like bend down, get on my back.
Okay. She lays her head against the back of your head and just kind of tries to nod off.
Then I'll just like bend forward, pick her up under the legs, and like now hold her on my neck. Good.
Yep.
And then stand up to my full height and walk.
It's like a sloth has attached itself to your body.
I'm a lot strong. Well,
Yeah?
I'm a little bit stronger than I was before.
I
so
mean, look, any amount of strength is better than what you started with.
True. I had like 11 strength last time. Now I'm at 13. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to formulate some sort of guidelines on feelings and interactions.
I
It's
am.
gonna be interesting. As
I'm
a
so looking
extra-
forward to you pretending to be a father.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this stream should be about.
Well, like, I'm trying to sucker the party into it because, like,
I
the
know.
way Daka was raised was community raising. So, like,
Oh,
this
no,
is the
yeah,
little community. So
Kelly would definitely be into helping.
that's why I've already given you all like familial names.
I mean, Dave was 100% into that. He's like, I'm the ant, and we got Big Brother Finley.
And crazy Uncle Agram.
I just give him the dangerous implements that make your life a living hell. That's how that works.
He gets him a drum kit for Christmas.
That's how uncles work. Believe
Yeah,
me,
that is
I
the
know.
shitty
wow.
uncle deal. Yeah, 100%. You know, and grandparents, you know. Every time you take the kid to the grandparents are like, look, your father was a real shit when he was a kid. It's time to get some payback. You want to go get some ice cream and then stay up
Yeah.
until 11 o'clock and then I'll give it back to your dad?
You ever heard
You
of
can have another scoop of ice cream after you down these 2 cans of Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be up all night.
Have you ever heard of Four Loco?
Oh my god.
Wow, God, I haven't heard of Four Loco in like a decade.
Yeah.
Four Loco.
Well,
is-
nowadays it would be like, have you heard of this White Claw child? Would you like some?
You find the campsite undisturbed. Whoever used it
Warlock
last.
Super Crack. That's another Battle Juice song.
Wow. You find the campsite left in fairly good condition by whoever used it last. There's even a neat pile of firewood nearby.
Sweet. mean, I'll
Lycidia,
still go gather firewood because there will be times when people would come by and be like, I don't want to. So I'm not going to disturb that pile.
I mean, Lycidia starts using that firewood immediately. She waves her hand over it, and it poofs into a campfire. And she says, "Well, I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. I could tell some scary stories."
As long as they're not too scary.
Okay. Yeah, and she sits down and begins telling a story to Finley and Riverin. Mildly scary story.
That was mildly scary.
No,
It's
I mean,
fine.
so the end of the story. All right, let me cut to the end of the story. The punchline of the story. But let me ask if anybody else is doing anything. Like if they listen to the story, if they just set up camp. Right, you're getting firewood.
Yeah, I'm getting the rest of the firewood.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Daka, Agrim, what do you do here?
Probably just helping set up camp for the night. Maybe
like,
move
tents and bags and
tents, bags, helping build a fire. I guess
there's no need for that. You have a magician who can cast flame
any
spells.
of the camp necessities, I guess.
Daka, what do you want to do?
How long does this last? Duration 1 minute. Okay, that's not going to be helpful.
Oh, is this
Never
the new
mind.
Agrim token?
Yeah.
Have I forgotten to add that to the art stream? I think I have.
You might have.
You send it to me again on Discord and I'll get it downloaded for next time around.
Yeah.
Excellent, thanks.
Shit, that reminds me. I gotta send my description to Cottontail. I still haven't done
Yeah,
that.
you do.
You slack.
I'm a bad player.
Yeah, you are.
Bad boy.
I mean, look, I can't use my art tab with Cotton until people give her descriptions. I can't pay her money until you guys do this.
Cotton, if you're listening, it's coming soon. Shit.
The guy.
Just give him a few days, and if he doesn't, then I'll just make up some shit.
Finley's new character is basically a mix between like
Swedish chef and an elf.
I kind of thought he looked like who's that guy with the super long tongue from the Rock Band?
From what?
One of the Rock
Gene Simmons.
Yeah, I always thought he looked like Elvin Gene Simmons. That was my impression.
That Rock Band.
Come on, guys! Just only one guy with like a freakishly long, weird tongue. In rock and roll.
I was gonna say Thranduil and one of the guys from Clerks.
I was supposed to be off today.
Jay and Thranduil combined into one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm like close by. If Kelly needs help, like catching food or like preparing the campsite, then I'll do that. Well, it's staying close enough to be like, if Lycidia is telling too scary of a story, stand up and give her the purple eyes, just like.
So here's the end of Lycidia's story. She says, the two of them had made it, finally, to their destination. They opened the door, and inside, a gnome greeted them cheerfully. Oh, welcome! It's all-you-can-eat pasta day! The two sighed, a breath of relief. They had completed their journey after days of searching. They moved to sit down at a table. One by one, the servers came to surround their table. Oh gosh, one of the gnomes said. All of their eyes began to open, their whites able to be seen from every direction. Their voices in a monotone all chanted, the only pastas available today are gluten-free, gluten-free, gluten-free. The father cried out in terror, knowing that never again would he be able to taste the healthy and delicious choice of pastas during all-you-can-eat pasta day.
Hold me, Riverin.
Riverin comes over and holds your hand. I feel a sense of unease at that story. I was hoping that they would finally get the all-they-can-eat pasta that they had sought after.
This pasta's made from cauliflower. Ooh.
Gluten intolerance is a hoax.
I've made.
I don't
I've
know
made
that a druid should be
shepherd's
saying that.
It's made out of cauliflower.
Yeah, we just gotta find celiac monochrome.
How are you gonna take the name of my campaign crossing wizard and turn it into a joke?
With great ease.
So Riverin looks up at you, Finley, and says, "Don't be scared. I also feel the same sense of unease that you do, but Father is very strong.
I know, it's just a story.
He would be capable of providing with all we can eat pasta without any gluten-free options."
That's why I put my faith and trust in Daka.
She just kind of nods her head once at that, like, "Yes, of course you do, because my father is very reliable." Expression.
I nod back and wink. Give her a little pat on the head.
The significant PC glance already at 4 days old.
Damn.
They grow up so fast when you take them on adventures with you. Okay, just making some notes here. Yeah, everybody okay with bedding down? Let's talk about watch order.
I'd be early morning again. I can't see.
I got night vision now, so I can do it whenever. Or dark vision, whatever it's called.
Yeah. I've got
Night vision. I see everything green.
He's not used to having it, so he doesn't know what it's called.
Damn fisher.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you.
Tom Clancy's Finley Longbottom.
Oh my god. Please, I need this in my life. That's amazing.
You're a druid, man. You could splinter cell some
I would-
glowing fungus all over your body. That
I would love to see Zonal get on it. I want a short novel of its OG Daka and OG Finley as Team Sneaky Boys, but in the style of a Sam Fisher game or a novel.
All right, Daka. Those halfling terrorists have taken over the pass. We're gonna have to drop in from 1,200 feet. It's a halo drop from a rock. Are you ready for this?
There's just a whole street of lanterns. This,
If it's new Daka, just like, hold on. Do you like spare the dying on both of us and then jump 120 feet without a parachute?
Oh, that's not how Spare the Dying works.
It is how it works in the Tom Clancy universe. Okay.
True.
Don't worry about
That's how it works if you're half orc or full orc.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Heal me on the way down.
Okay. Now I'm just having a mental image of it's like an orc airborne division, but they have no chutes. They just all slam into the ground and then stand back up.
Yeah, you have
Pull
one
out potions,
wizard.
just heal up.
Yeah, pretty much. But I just imagine all of these orcs just sticking in the ground like lawn darts.
They have like the really high level thing where if they're raging, they don't die until the rage is over. So they're just like punching each other in the face in the plane.
To
I want
be
to tell you
fair,
guys.
if you fell out of a plane as a half orc and you did more than double your HP, no amount of skills would save you.
No,
that's
with
just
the
it.
rage thing, you cannot die until your rage is over.
Yeah, the
And
thing
if you
he's
have
talking
any
about, you
HP
can't. Yeah.
by the time your rage is over, you don't die.
Yeah. What he's talking about, even if you take double your health and direct damage, you still can't die.
So I want to tell you guys about my favorite player stress moment. As you might know, as D&D players, sometimes people get so wrapped up in a situation, they're unable to make a decision to move forward and then make the shittiest option possible. Well, there's a little show about by the name of Critical Role. You might have heard about them. And one of the players, Marusha Ray, wanted to get to the bottom of a 1,200-foot cliff. And so she decided to jump off it for no apparent reason. There were rocks at the bottom, and it led into the water. And for some reason, she thought that she could survive if she turned into a goldfish. Now, of course, a goldfish only has 1 hit point. And when you hit the ground, You still take all of that damage. The goldfish eats 1 HP, and then your body eats all the rest. So she died instantly. And there's a whole bunch of people in chat, literally over 100,000 people asking, why didn't you turn into a bird?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
We had a
Gales of fate.
probably about 4 weeks ago, we had a wizard jump off a mountain who was like, I was like, oh yeah, no, I can just use whatever. But I can't remember what's, he didn't have Featherfall. I can't remember whatever spell he used, but you still carry the same momentum. So even though he used it, he just went from, going vertically to horizontally at that same speed. And so well, no, Dimension Door would have saved him, but so he just cratered and just exploded into gibbets. That character was around for all of 2 sessions before it died. It was just fucking hilarious.
He used the portal skill. Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it was a green text where it's like, what is it? You see a, oh god damn it, what is that little structure called? And they didn't know what
A gazebo?
Yeah, you see a gazebo. Yeah. Like they didn't know what it was, and
the red gazebo is legendary, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway,
So, let's talk about this order.
Doc has got the most dark vision he can possibly have. So,
are you
he's
going
like the darkest?
first, second, third, fourth? Sounds like Kelly's going last.
Yeah, I'll be going like the darkest point of night, so probably second or third.
Okay.
I can go first. It's fine.
All right.
Like that bullet.
So it's Agrim, Daka, Finley. Finley will be right when the sun rises, and then Kelly.
I mean, we could probably just write this down and just use the same deep, because pretty much what we did last time, right? We just had the default order.
That's why I've written it down now.
But before we go to sleep,
Yep.
I tell River in like a whisper to not trust Lycidia.
Don't trust the
Oh, wow. This causes a very like you can see the calculations happening behind her eyes, and she says, but Father, you said that holding hands is only for family and friends, and you held her hand.
That was to, how do I explain this?
Yes, how do you explain it?
In a previous life, she stabbed me in the back and killed me. I now have the power to potentially break some sort of spell that's over her. It didn't work. Do not trust her.
Is she a bad person?
No, she's being controlled.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Daka?
13, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So while this conversation was happening, her hand started to tighten around one of the axes that Uncle Agrim gave her. But when you explain to her in detail that she's being controlled, she takes her hand off of it and then goes to lie down.
Take the axe with you, just in case.
Oh, I mean, she's always wearing those 2 axes.
Yeah.
I mean, her only equipment right now is 1 dress and 2 hand axes. You guys haven't given her anything else.
Oh yeah.
The dress has pockets just for folks at home. It has hand axe compatible pockets. They're mil spec.
I like to imagine she has like a utility belt that only has hand axes on it.
I mean, the thing about mil-spec though is it doesn't mean it's good. It just means it was made by the lowest bidder.
Well, when we get to a town that sells stuff, I'm gonna get her own components bag.
Fantastic.
We'll just probably get her at least some light armor. So get her something.
Yeah.
There's the whole reason why Agrim gave her the axes. She's going to be traveling with us. She needs to at least be able to defend herself. I mean, even if she doesn't know how to use them very well, I mean, anything's better than nothing. So we'll have to teach her how to fight at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get Finley and Kelly to make perception checks?
Why, yes, you can.
Fantastic.
I will
Thank
need
you
to
so
log
much.
into Roll20 for that to happen.
That's fine.
My apologies, folks at home. I forgot about that. I switched to a new tab that had an active predator alerts open. And all of those tips that Finley and Agrim and, that Spootnik and Atomic and the other guy in chat earlier, they all played back at the same time.
Nice.
Mm.
Sound was bad.
That's why I just did them all on one. That's at least it's one message instead of like a
Go to
bunch of segments.
Streamlabs, custom fields. Turn the volume
So you
to
said
0.
you said
Yeah.
what? Perception?
Perception.
I rolled a 10.
12.
Okay. Finley, during your time, the sun is just beginning to rise, and a man with 12 fish on a rack that he's carrying on his back walks by and says, "Oh, sorry. Are you all sleeping? I'm a fisherman with the local fishermen's guild. I don't suppose you boys will want some fish when you wake up. Got them nice and fresh here. Caught them last night."
That sounds fresh. We might like some fish.
"Well, how many people you got?" And he looks over your campsite. Is it 6 people?
Yes.
Okay. Look, I can get you enough fish for all that for 4 silver pieces.
That's a pretty expensive fish.
It's a lot of fish.
Is 6 fish a lot? One of them is small. She might only eat half.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Did it roll?
Not yet.
What the hell?
He says, No. Look, it's more than just 6 fish. You're gonna need a lot of fish. Some of you are very big. The girl's growing. You're gonna need plenty of fish.
The one with the biggest appetite isn't even the biggest.
You're gonna need at least 10 fish. I'm telling you. I know how these things go. I'm a fisherman. This is my trade. 4 silver pieces. You can get all these fine fish. I'll be able to go back and start fishing again. I'll tell you what. I'll throw in the last 2 fish for free. You can just get my whole rack of fish right here. 4 silver pieces. Good deal. Helps me. Helps you.
Sounds delicious. Okay.
Okay. You have 4 silver pieces?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
Mark it off your sheet. Yeah, he lays out 12 delicious ocean whitefish. They've all been,
Ocean near here?
cleaned. What?
There's an ocean near here?
Yeah. So, allow me to direct your attention to the map. You are currently located right about here.
Yeah.
The quarry is right next to you, and up here is the fishing village.
I thought that was fog of war stuff.
No. That's okay. So some of that is fog of war, just to be clear. But this area right here is actually an ocean.
Wait, which area where?
On the map, this gigantic circle right here. Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
That's an ocean. This over here is an ocean. This over here is an ocean.
Yep.
This is not an ocean because technically the road goes like this.
It's an isthmus.
Well, technically this is an ocean down here because it's all right here. Yep.
Okay.
Isn't
I always
this-
thought that was always fog of
isn't
war
this
stuff.
No, so this is not an ocean up here
Yeah.
because the road goes like this, and that was just because
originally...
I told the artist not to draw the Demon Lord's castle area because no one had successfully ever been there and come back with a map. Not an ocean. Every place else, actually an ocean.
Castle, guys.
Well, you said that several times, but you just never made it there.
Well, we were never our second form, so
We were never told that nobody went there and didn't survive.
Doc is like, now that I've unlocked the true power of Super Saiyan.
I can go even further beyond.
Even further beyond, Super Saiyan 2?
I just scream a bunch and become a bald stone man.
Oh my god. Old Riverin time warps from the future, and it's like, what's up? I'm old Riverin now.
Father.
My father died saving me. He was the greatest hero of Earth.
Oh man, we were actually built by Capsule Corp and sent back.
I'm here to tell you that Agrim is super important to the future, but he dies of a heart attack. And I have these pills.
Don't eat that one. That one's a house.
He probably doesn't die of a heart attack. He'd die of an aneurysm, just getting so mad. He just.
That's actually the plot of Dragon Ball Z, dude. Don't worry.
I don't.
So, everything passes by. Kelly,
Yeah.
you are the final watch. I know you like fish, and I think you like cooking, right? You don't have any objections to cooking?
No.
Okay, well then
Still
you can
got all my
have
cooking pots and stuff like that.
yeah, you can have the whole fish and whatever other, like add in a little bit of rations and stuff and have a whole meal ready for the whole party when they all wake up.
Hell yeah.
Okay?
I will do that.
Like the instant that 8 hours has passed, Lice City is like, okay, we have finished resting. We should continue immediately. I need help by master.
Well, as he's cooking the fish, I say a prayer over them.
Oh, what kind of prayer? Is it just a prayer, or are you casting something like purify food and drink?
No, I'm just like one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Lycidia stands next to you and says, but both of those fish are white.
Hush. I'm saying a prayer. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. That's all I know.
I
It
see.
was a story from my childhood.
I apologize, Mr. Longbottom. I did not want to interrupt your prayer. I didn't realize that you were seeking spiritual consolidation.
It's okay.
I just assumed that you were wrong. It's my fault.
It's probably safe to assume I might be wrong.
You make a note here. Okay. You all complete breakfast with little to no problem, except for Lycidia nagging you to get on the road immediately.
How much experience do we get for killing those fish?
None, because you didn't kill them. The fish were already dead.
God
They were
damn.
even pre-cleaned and ready for sale.
True. We lose experience.
Oh my god.
Spoot, shut your mouth.
It's rare, but there actually are ways to lose experience.
No, I know.
Super rare, but almost all of them involve that deck of many things.
Deck of anything. Remember when Wish used to cost 6p?
I remember when I gave the first level characters in on the tabletop, I had an attempt to draw a deck of many things, and the very first card they drew was the Void.
Oh god.
That's so bad. What's the plan? Beautiful morning, sometime around 10 a.m.
Well, I think the plan is we go and try and complete that mission, but instead of killing the dude outright, we're gonna talk to him, right? That's the plan.
Or we're gonna attempt to talk to him.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, this place is filled with undead, yeah?
Yeah, well,
Correct.
I mean, it was the salt mine. We had to fight our way in, like down the, we made like a trap going down the ramp
We
or
never
something.
used it though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we did, and then we had to fight a whole bunch of undead getting in, and then about halfway through this one, my city, a shank duck in the back. So,
Mm-hmm.
And the time that we made it, we never talked to Lycidia. We just got in here and killed the guy.
no. So we need to figure out what we're gonna do, because we know, at least from past experiences, she's gonna betray us at some point, right? Possibly.
Would I? Is there a role to figure out like what charm person actually does? How to break it?
Sure. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. That's
Help?
23.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah, you got this. You don't know Charm Person yet, correct? Although as a warlock, you certainly have access to it.
I have access to it. I didn't take it though.
Yeah, I mean, all of the nuances of this spell are available to you. You can target a humanoid. They must make a wisdom saving throw. They get advantage, so it's much more difficult if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails a saving throw, it is charmed for 1 hour. At the end of the spell, the creature knows that it was charmed by you. Ironically, if the creature fails the spell, they don't know that you attempted to charm them. They only know that you attempted to cast a spell in general, right? But if they fail the spell and are charmed by you, they will then know, oh shit, you just charmed me.
So I would know it only lasts for an hour.
Correct.
And it's been far more than an hour.
It has been much longer than an hour. This is no mere first level charm person spell.
Do I know the next? Like, I don't know it, but I know that there is a next level charge person.
With a 23, I will tell you this. Probably the spell is 4th level or higher. It may not specifically be a charm spell, but it seems as if her memories have been changed in some way. Her recollection of the flow of events is not correct. Is she charmed? Is she confused? Have her memories been altered? Hard to say.
Okay, Arthur. This morning I'm going to prepare Zone of Truth.
Very well.
How many spells can I have prepared at level 2 right now? Good question. Let me look. I've never really actually dealt with my spells too much, so let's see.
Your D&D Beyond
5th
character
level.
sheet should tell you.
So I get 2. Yeah, 2. Okay. Oh no, that's spell slots. Wait, do I have to prepare things as a paladin?
I think so. Yeah, you have to prepare which spells from your spell list you will use. So you get access to all paladin spells, but I think every morning you have to pick which ones you're going to hold on to.
Is that the same
so
for
I'll
me,
get...
or I just have 2 slots and I can use whichever of my...
Yeah,
You
you pick whatever spells you want from the list of spells that you know. Right? You can't use any warlock spell, you can only use warlock spells that you know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For them, they know all spells, but they have to say, I'm going to use these 3 today.
Ah, jeez. That could turn out real bad.
Well, you can also change. Well, I mean, it hurts a bit more in this one, but you can change spells out when you level up, I believe.
I don't know. Yeah, I can choose a new.
You can also change your. Oh God, what is it?
Your invocations.
Invocations. Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know. I
Time to
don't
add
have enough
the-
metagame knowledge to know if this will work.
Yeah, talk to me.
Do I think, or does Daka think that whatever is charming or whatever has happened to Lycidia will end in death, or like death will end that thing?
Question. No. So the thing about duration length spells is that they continue to affect people after they die. If you bring people back after a duration length spell, they're still affected by it. Continuous.
Okay. Well, that's not gonna work.
Now that you're
Alright.
looking at it, you're paying close attention, Daka, and you recall casting Remove Curse on her previously, and it didn't appear to have any effect, but now she's looking around and muttering to herself, like, this is, yeah, my master, that's, we're going to, but he's...
Is there a problem?
Nothing, it's fine, just a little confused. Did you do something to me last night?
What are you saying?
You cast something on me.
I did.
I think it's... Just don't do it again, okay?
It should have only. It's a. If it didn't work once, it wouldn't work twice.
She kind of nods at that, but she looks really ill.
I kind of want to do it again. I
Hmm.
don't think it'll work though. Like if the cancel curse succeeded but nothing happened or nothing apparent happened, I don't have any way to see magical anything. Like I don't have detect magic.
I see.
So there's no way for me to know.
So Arthur.
Yep.
One of the things I should be doing that I haven't done yet
Mhm.
is I'm going to cast Find Steed.
Oh shit, motherfucker! Let me tell you something. They've been casting that in the other game. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thinking about it when I made the original Kelly about what it would be. And the thing that sticks out to me is like a dragon. And I started looking at like creatures in D&D that were dragons or whatever.
Okay.
And
Your
the thing
steed
that
has
came
to
up
be
was,
a warhorse, pony, camel, elk, or mastiff. And it has to be an animal if it's not one of those.
It says it takes the form of your choice, such as a warhorse, pony, camel, elk, or mastiff.
Yes. Your GM might allow other, but it has to be an animal. Not a dragon.
No, that's what I was saying.
Very well.
Kelly's
like, I want to ride a Komodo dragon.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the thing that looked cool was a guard drake.
A guard drake.
And it can like match the scales of Kelly, like a blue guard drake or whatever.
Hell no! That thing is super strong.
No, it takes.
That thing could eat a warhorse.
No, it takes the appearance of it. It's not that creature. That's what I'm saying.
But it has that creature's stats.
Does it?
Yeah. That's why all the creatures that are listed there have very equivalent levels of.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, a warhorse is like challenge rating 1/2, and you're like, challenge rating 2, that sounds good. Listen,
okay, so
a warhorse, a pony, a camel, an elk, and a mastiff could form an adventuring party to fight the guard drake as a boss.
All right, so what would I physically be able to take? Is there a list somewhere?
I would allow you to take one of those lizards, like the lizard riders of the.
Oh yeah, cool.
Not the big versions of them, but like a baby version, like a regular ass large lizard, a riding lizard.
So, can I use it as a mount?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck
Okay.
It. That sounds like fun.
And
they're the ones that were in the desert, right?
Correct. It is not that thing, because that thing is super powerful. But it is like half crocodile, half lizard monster, right?
Yeah.
You've seen one before, so you could summon it.
Yeah.
Is it celestial, fey, or fiend?
Well, I'm a paladin.
That doesn't mean anything. You can be an evil paladin.
I'm not an evil paladin though,
but
and
you could be an evil paladin.
I could be very easily.
Yeah, there are plenty of NPC evil paladins that are like fiendishly bent.
Hang on, Zonalar is throwing shit at me right now. Giant Gygax? Oh shit!
I want you to ride a regular giant.
That's actually
not a baby giant ant, a regular giant ant.
Can I actually get Gygax?
I would. Ooh. I will allow it. You can ride a fey version. A fey version of a previous timeline's Gygax that has grown to full size.
Yes,
it has the same stats as a warhorse, but it is a giant ant.
I'm into that.
All right.
I'm into that. Can it lift like an ant can?
It can lift like a warhorse can.
Okay. Just checking. I'm into that. That's not bad.
All right. This thing.
Can it climb up walls like an ant can?
How do you summon this thing? Do you just wave your hand and it appears? Well, it's verbal and somatic, and it takes 10 minutes. So.
Well, I also like the idea that it came to me in a dream. Like Gygax is just like chilling, and he's all like, "Yo, I'm ready, coach. Put me in. And I'm like, sweet. So yeah, no, in the morning I just sort of like when everyone's up and ready, and I'm just like, hey, just take care of the camp real quick. I gotta go handle something. And I walk off to, a little further away where no one can see. And I start drawing like summoning circles on the ground, basically, or whatever, and I sit it and I just sort of I don't want to say it's a blood thing because that seems a little weird, but I would say that it's more like how Kelly can summon in like other Kellys to like support him
Yes.
to support her. It's kind of like that. Like so, it's like that bluish greenish light that comes out, and the runes light up, and it sort of does that weird thing where like it starts to like bring in like build the Gygax sort of thing, like laser beams sort of thing from the ground up.
Okay.
And then when it's done, it's done. And there's big old
A
Gygax.
giant Gygax steps through and says, I have returned telepathically to you. And his voice is super echoey. It's like he's a Protoss.
Oh, nice.
And he's like, I have returned. Ready to serve, Paladin. And then he lowers his ant legs down so that you can mount him easily.
Yep.
There's like a nice space in between two of his weird ant bulby things where you fit in quite nicely. And he begins hauling you back into town. Well, to the campsite.
Gygax has evolved into Thorax.
Gigagax.
Gigagax.
Yes.
Ultima Gax.
So yeah,
that's for the season finale.
I come back with Gygax basically. So
all right, so Gygax is a fae and can telepathically speak with only Kelly when you're within 1 mile of each other.
Which is really cool.
I will say that if you are not riding Gigagax, it can climb walls like an ant would.
Hell yeah.
When you're riding it, it cannot get the kind of traction that it needs.
And I think the other thing is its intelligence becomes 6 if it has an intelligence of 5.
That's why it can speak to you.
Yeah. Okay.
What language do you want it to understand? Common?
Like it can understand a single language?
Yes, it can understand one language that you understand.
Okay.
So it can understand if other people are talking, right? Around it. You can use it as like a spy.
Yeah. Interesting. So I can as a class, I know Draconic,
right?
Celestial, and Abyssal.
And Common.
And Common, obviously, yes. I think Common. I mean, that way the party can talk to him as well.
Yes. So he can't talk back. He can only talk telepathically to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, your party is joined by Gygax, I guess is what we're calling him.
Yeah.
Riverend is just like, why is he riding a giant ant?
That's just
This is Gygax. He's a little bigger now, but he came to me.
He's a lot bigger. He's like 8 times bigger now.
Yeah. I like pet him. It's like he's ready to join us now. He's merging across the timelines, and yeah, he's here. He's here to help.
Before we move forward, I want to try one off the wall thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on Lycidia in the form of.
Oh boy, I just saw this shit on Critical Role. I'm so excited.
In the form of Silverblade, who is going to attack her.
Oh my god. Holy shit. All right. What's your saving throw? It's an int save.
Yeah, here. Whoa, God.
That's way too long. What's your saving throw, though?
Did it not? It's Warlock DC, so 14 int save.
She got a 12.
So,
tell me
sees,
what she perceives.
When she turns around to like go to the cave, Acheron Silverblade is standing there, weapon drawn, glaring at her. Like they about to fight.
Are you
Because-
having him deal damage to her? So if he like stabs her, you'll deal that in psychic damage based on the 1d6 that you did.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's the only way I can do this. I don't think I can like choose
No,
to
you
pull my
can
punches.
play out an image without hurting her at all, right? You can trap someone in a illusionary state here without ever dealing damage.
Okay. But I can't manipulate the thing to my will, really.
What
I
do you
can
mean?
give it an like the way it reads is like I can give it an instruction
Yes.
and then it does the thing and they see that.
Yes. So the instruction that you're giving this thing is that it is a illusory Acheron Silverblade that's attacking her.
And it is like maybe not attacking, but very angry and like yelling things. Only she would understand what he's yelling because it's all in her.
because it's her horrifying emotions. Yes.
It's like a feedback loop of nightmare.
Yeah, so the rest of you are watching. Daka like begins waving his hands. It's verbal, somatic, and a material. Although
And material, yeah.
So let me ask: do you have an arcane focus, or are you casting from a material bag? How is this happening?
My arcane focus is my tome, I think.
Okay, so in order to do that, you have to like strongly present your tome out. You have to have it in hand. So the rest of you watch as Daka lifts his book, and a little puff of purple smoke heads out and creates a cube around Lycidia before disappearing. And then she's like turning around and going, "Master? No, wait, you're not Gustav. You're killed all of them. Why are you yelling at me?" So she drops down to her knees and begins sobbing unendingly for the next minute, holding her hands over her ears. When the spell ends, she's still rolling around on the ground, sobbing. Her eyes are completely red. She has no idea what's going around.
Well, I guess we have an answer anyway. So we didn't ever meet Gustav, did we?
You did.
Or he was a zombie when we met him?
So now that you're recalling, you met Gustav as a zombie. He's also the same guy that Kelly was repeatedly hitting on in Lycidia's party.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Gustav Holtz. Rank adventurer.
Gustav Holst?
Holtz. Holtz.
Okay, because Gustav Holst is a composer in the 1900s.
I wish I could claim that, but no, it's spelled differently. And I didn't know that, but now I do.
Yeah.
The
He's
more
the guy
you
that
know.
that John Williams ripped off some of.
I didn't know John Williams ripped off anybody.
Well, like ripped off in the sense of like he very heavily was inspired.
It was
by
an homage, of course.
Yeah, he only ripped off what was his name?
Flava Flav.
No,
Flex
Eric
Master
Flavor
Flex.
Flav.
Eric someone. There's a
Run
song called
DMC.
there's a movie called King's Row. If you listen to the intro of King's Row, it's the fanfare from Star Wars, like the first half.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he did that on purpose, like as a quotation thing. But anyway,
What is your plan here, friends?
I just turn to the party and be like, Acheron's not her master. It was Gustav. Acheron might have tampered with her mind.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
I made her see a very angry Acheron Silverblade in her mind. And that's her reaction.
Okay, so what are we doing then?
I think we have to get in there and Acheron had a lot of books. Maybe we'll be able to glean more from them now than we did before.
All right, so same as usual then?
Yeah. Let's try to keep him alive if we can.
I got
We'll
my
do our best.
manacles.
Because he was the one with the books on the wish spell, right? Your microphone's off.
Sorry. While the four of you are talking about this, Riverin has gone over to talk to the sobbing on the ground Lycidia, and is whispering something to her.
Taking away her pain or whatever the fuck she does. She does that sometimes.
Oh, it's taking away her like fears.
Fears. Well, she did it when we were all asleep, though. Right?
Yeah, but she needed the runes for that before.
Correct.
I guess I'll just go over and like help Lycidia collect herself so we can go to the mines.
Okay. As soon as you start coming over, Riverin stops talking to her and then like helps pick her up and says, "Just remember what we talked about." Lycidia is just like, I don't know what's happening anymore. Why are you saying these things?
Are you gonna tell me what you said or no?
Lycidia turns to look at you and says, "Yes, I told her that she killed you, and that if she ever did it again, I would eliminate her repeatedly." You seem to be in the kind of state where one is amenable to suggestions.
I don't think she ever actually killed you, right?
Yes, she did.
Lycidia did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
she stabbed him in the back, literally.
I like how you guys are having this discussion in front of Lycidia, and she's like, I don't remember that happening. I've never even met you before.
How do you know Acheron Silverblade?
He killed my party members and used some sort of old magic on me over and over again, replacing my memories.
And you know this now.
I hadn't thought to think back on my memories until you had cast that spell on me last night, but now they've slowly been returning to me. She just vomits right in front of you.
No, that happens. Time paradoxes are a bitch.
I mean, this is not one of the time paradox things.
Daka
This-
thinks it is. It's like,
All right, this is
I've
because she's wearing
vomited
her
so many
dead
times.
friend's clothing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's wearing everybody's clothing and armor and equipment.
Well,
There's that beautiful fish right there, Kelly, that you cooked just for her.
So I sort of bend down and get down to her eye level. I was like, we're going to go in there and we're going to do what we normally do, which is solve the problem of that place being infested. However, you're welcome to come with us, but
I want to come with you, but he's strong. He's so much stronger than me. You can't
He's not
believe how
okay.
powerful he is.
he's not stronger than us. We've killed him dozens of times.
Many times.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
who?
Daka. I mean, Daka's the one saying he's not as strong as us.
21?
Yeah. It's gonna take her a while to fully believe this, right? When you tell someone like, yeah, we're way stronger than that guy, it's not like they're immediately like, okay. But you can see that she buys it. She's into the concept that
I
you're
also
speaking
like
with
the idea that
authority.
all we have to do is show her the adventuring card thing,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
what I have to tell you is, I'm gonna bet, I haven't checked, but Spootnik, you changed your background for Finley, right? You're no longer a criminal or whatever.
Right.
So the rest of
Circle
you
the
have
Moon.
legitimate adventuring cards, and Spootnik doesn't have any because he had his fake card.
Which means if there's no Lindley Flogbottom,
There is no Lindley
criminal,
Flogbottom.
you don't owe them shit.
You don't owe them, what, 80 plus years of
You don't,
taxes?
have, you don't have to eat 30 pounds of paper ever again.
Guys, that's all you got to do to get out of debt. Just change your identity completely.
There you go.
Oh,
Rewrite
makes so
time.
much sense.
I just say it like, you know how you like you're walking somewhere you're not supposed to be, but you're walking like you are supposed to
Yeah.
be there.
Belong there.
If you
Yeah.
act like you belong
I'm
there.
holding a clipboard, for God's sakes.
Yeah. That's basically what she thinks Doc is doing, except for we have killed this guy multiple times.
Yeah.
How to instantly be the most hated man in the room? Have a clipboard.
I'm a consultant. I work for the board.
Yeah.
That's what you tell people when they stop you.
Clipboard
I'm with the
warriors.
homeowners association.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that actually does work really well for people in neighborhoods, right? You tell them homeowners association, they're like, "Oh shit, fuck, I gotta get inside."
It's
Lawn
sad.
signs 2 feet too close to the sidewalk.
Tell me your health and safety.
Oh God, my fishbowl's
with
on fire. I
OSHA.
gotta go.
Yeah. Well, in
I'm
any
sure that
case,
works
we
in Canada, but not in America.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever had a health and safety inspector that's been well accepted by the populace. Friends, assuming there are no objections, your journey continues to the salt mine less than 2 hours away.
Yes.
Around
100%.
noon, you arrive. The salt mine is much as you remember it. A large strip mined area. Wherever they hit a vein of salt, they go in, dig it out, and then keep digging in concentric circles, heading further and further down, spiraling, looking for more salt veins.
So the last time we were here, no problemos, yeah?
Correct.
Are we able to just repeat that business?
You know exactly which salt vein you need to go to, actually.
Okay, so we're actually re-exploring everything now? That's interesting. Okay. I'm down for this.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
done.
Where are we
Sounds
starting?
good.
Oh, can I get a because Gygax is capable of fighting, right?
He is. I will
And
see if I
how
have
big
a
is he?
giant ant in my inventory. He is a large-sized creature.
Yes.
You'll need to make stats for him. Probably a character sheet.
Yeah. It's Warhorse, you said?
Yeah, he's a warhorse, but he has a climb speed of an ant.
Roger. And is there any bonuses for fighting mounted in this game? I can't remember.
Only if you take the mountain combatant feat.
Yeah, there's not like
That,
there's nothing like
that actually
Cavalier
might
if you're,
be-
if you're thinking of.
that actually might be interesting to take these days.
Yeah, Connor was abusing the shit out of the mounted combatant feat, and it worked out really well for him.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that it won't
there's
work
a
out as
whole
well
thing
for you.
of mounted combat here. Oh. So you can mount a creature that has been 5 feet of you or dismount. Doing so costs an amount of movement equal to half your speed. Whoa. Okay. If an effect moves against your mount, moves your mount against a spell while you're on it, you must succeed a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Fall off. Okay. All right. And okay, cool.
Yeah, you get your party gathered together here. You remember that there's a storage area off to the side. There's some junk you recall that you piled up in order to force the zombies into a certain corridor area. Lycidia is confused looking around as if she doesn't fully remember what happened here.
So
Riverend
we
stands
have-
outside and is just like, "What should I do, Father? Should I go with you?"
Stay hidden. There's undead here.
Very well.
she can sit on Gygax if you like.
Sure.
It might be the safest place to be.
So you're gonna put her on the back of Gygax?
I look at Gygax
Yeah.
and like he understands common, right?
Gygax
Yes.
nods.
Keep her safe. I point to Riverin.
So is Kelly going to also ride Gygax? Or are you just leaving Gygax and Riverin outside?
Well, I have tunnel fighter, so I'd be best on foot.
All right,
By
so here's what
one foot.
happens. She gets on Gygax and starts whispering to him, and then Gygax goes racing across the salt plain. It's like you gave a little kid a race car, and now she's doing like salt circles, ant drifting. Swish, swish. You know,
Yeah.
she's taking out for a test drive.
You just hear, you know,
kicking the tires, seeing how it maneuvers.
You're the Need for Speed Underground soundtrack.
Crystal Method is on repeat.
you just see screen effects and you just hear running in the 90s as the ant just skinning across the.
Oh, the strap jumps down my balls. God, I hope people.
Oh, skeet.
Zonalar. Gygax, Riverin, the Akira slide.
You have to fold the legs up on one side.
Oh god, that's so good.
The Akira slide. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep. What's your plan going forward here? I mean, you remember there being zombies, a ghost, a specter.
So let me ask you this: who has magical stuff right now? Magical weapons.
Oh, most of my shows are magical.
Spooty, are you able to use your short sword?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're a druid, right? It's metal. I thought that was like a.
Nope, we've done this discussion before.
You
Druids
can't do
only metal
armor.
Only metal armor.
It specifically
right, okay.
calls them out as being able to use metal equipment otherwise.
Yeah, because we looked up the quote by whatever the guy that wrote the book or whatever.
I mean, it's in the player's handbook, right? It says that they can use like comma and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, well, but we also looked it up, and I think the guy that wrote it was like, "No, weapons are fine," or whatever, something like that, if I remember right.
Anyway. What do you got that's magical?
I've got the +3 dwarven thrower.
I mean, Drumurboy.
Oh,
What do you got?
I'm a warlock. Everything I do is magic.
Right.
he has Eldritch Blast.
That's a really good answer. I want you to know that.
Okay.
Everything I do is work fuckery.
In terms of feats, I believe Tunnel Fighter works that anyone next to me gets stuff. Wait, I can't remember how it works exactly.
I'm a dwarf. I was born a tunnel fighter.
Tunnel Fighter, you excel at narrow passages, doorways, blah, blah, blah. As a bonus action, you can enter a defensive stance last your next turn. When in a defensive stance, you can make opportunity attacks without using a reaction. And you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet within your reach. Okay, so if they're in my reach and they try and move around me, then I can attack them.
You still have Sentinel?
I do still have Sentinel.
So whenever you hit someone that provokes an opportunity attack as a reaction, their bonus speed becomes 0. And as we know from Tunnel Fighter, anyone that provokes an opportunity attack against you, you can use... you don't need to use a reaction. You just automatically counterattack.
Yeah. Okay.
So you only need to use a reaction if someone moves next to you but makes no attempt to move away from you. If they try to like walk around you or make a 5-foot step, you can use a reaction to hit them then.
So maybe we can do it like this, where we have like a kind of like a snake tunnel sort of thing.
Yep.
If that
Staggered.
makes sense. Yeah.
Staggered
Like
formation. Staggered column.
Yes,
You want to intentionally get people to try to move past you so you can kill them.
He wants to
basically.
leave some space.
Exactly. What you need to realize is that Dave has invented tower defense for D&D characters.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
He's the very
And
first
a
tower.
Barbarians, you get like what, multiple attacks? Is that the big thing?
No,
with
he gets
barbarians?
Wind Flurry. He can every time he attacks, his axe just swings around him in an AOE.
Really? Is that what
No,
happens?
that's not
No.
a thing.
Okay.
I do have multiple attacks, but yeah, no. I don't
And,
have.
and Spooty, what is your main attack these days? Because we haven't seen you in combat yet.
So,
Are you a spellcaster now, or you?
yeah, I mean, I've got some pretty good cantrips. I'll list the cantrips off. You know, poison spray, thorn whip.
What kind of druid are you?
Huh?
What kind of druid
He's
are
a
you?
moon druid.
Yeah, circle of men. So,
So you're mostly shape shifting then, yeah? That's where you're.
yeah,
relying on?
that's where I'm headed. Yeah.
Okay.
No one has any idea because he hasn't shared his character at DDPL.
Oh yeah,
I
sorry.
have no idea
I'm a
what
fucking terrible player.
New Finley is. He's like, I could cast Moonbeam or turn into a bear. I'm not really sure because I haven't shown you yet.
Yeah, it just depends on what I'm feeling, you know.
I turn into a bear
I
and I
like
also
eight.
cast Moonbeam.
It's it's the anticipation.
I am in anticipation. I want to see what you can show me.
All right.
Finley Longbottom, Care Bear.
Yeah.
Finley Longbottom, Tyrannosaurus Rex extraordinaire.
I think at level 6 you get CR1 creatures, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I believe 6 or 7, isn't it?
Turns into a bear that fires moonbeams from its mouth. That is the new Finley. Okay, just love it, accept it. That's who he is now.
That's right.
Is this the formation you're using? This kind of extended hook?
Well, it would
Well,
probably
like,
be Finley.
continue.
Finley would probably be like that, most likely. I imagine.
Well, are we leaving enough room for both of you? Because like if it's like that, then it'd be like this and like this kind of thing. So it's a really long formation, or like that.
Well, let me move Lycidia because she's definitely going to be at the back of the formation.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure. If
'Cause if
Finley,
they're-
are you able to use ranged attacks at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can
Okay,
still
then
use
that
my
works.
bow. I
Because
can
like
still have range
Okay.
spells.
Okay.
Like for example, Thorn Whip has a range of 30 feet.
Did you take that magical bow? Who took that bow?
No, I didn't.
Okay, no one took that bow then. All right, that's fine.
because now we got
Um,
like a thing like this. You know?
yes.
Yeah. So that's what we're
Exactly.
saying. Yeah.
Tower defense.
Mm-hmm,
Tower defense. Yeah. So let's do that then.
Surface area
I'm
used
cool
to
with
be our enemy. Now it's our ally.
So what is your plan? To slowly advance while in this formation?
Yeah.
I think we called them out last time, right? We draw them all here,
Yeah, we made
and
a
we had.
fucking loud
the
noise.
Yeah, like we funneled them to us basically.
How do you want to do
we'll do the
this?
same thing again.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. How do I do this?
We had like a bell or something last time, if I remember.
We
correctly.
either used a spell or we did something to make a fucking loud noise. I don't remember what
All
it
right,
was.
great.
It was so long ago.
I'm gonna use a cantrip.
Thaumaturgy?
No.
I don't know what to do. You don't have thaumaturgy anymore.
I'm gonna use cantrip Thunderclap 60 feet away
Oh
from me.
shit!
Booty clap.
For about 6 seconds, nothing happens, and then you begin hearing.
But it's an attack with damage, so I need to make.
There's nothing there when you hit.
It's a 5
You
foot
can
range.
attack the wall.
It's a 5 foot range though.
Right. You don't see anything, and it doesn't appear to hit anything when you attack
Okay.
with it.
But everything 100 feet away hears it.
Oh yes, I'm quite aware of that part. You get the typical sounds of an approaching zombie horde, and over the course of the next few minutes, your whole party slaughters the zombies that come running at you, almost 24, one by one. At some point, you believe that you see Gustav as one of the zombies. The rest are all miners, dwarven miners, and then Nom Nom, in the form of a ethereal specter, shows up, and you dispatch him easily with your magical weapons. And a white hooded ghostly figure shows up as well, who you easily dispatch.
Oh, that's the drunk lady.
Crystal. At that point, you begin hearing a slow clapping noise. So, you defeated my guardians once again. It's good to see you all, old friends. Murderous friends. I'm sure I don't need any introduction, he says as he walks around the corridor, roughly 60 feet away from Kelly.
You're alive again.
So are you. I have been given many gifts in this timeline. Gifts like knowledge. Gifts that allow me to do this! And he produces a smoky black orb that looks exactly like the one you saw Rorik have.
Finley. Tunk.
Yeah.
Knocks it out of his hand.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no time to do that. He's casting a spell.
Reaction. Counterspell.
Boom.
Ooh, this
Got
is
him.
going to be a good one. Roll make a roll with your spell ability modifier.
Wait, is it?
It's
casting
much higher level than what a counter spell can stop.
So DC equals 10 plus the spell's.
Well, isn't it just for like everything over like higher?
Yes.
Yeah.
The DC is 19.
Oof.
I don't think I can
You can.
match.
I mean,
roll-
you technically can.
You roll a
it's just you'd
d20
have to
plus
roll.
your spell ability modifier, which would be a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Four or five? How?
What's your charisma?
16.
Oh, well, then plus 3. Yep, you roll 1d20 plus 3.
You got this.
Finley begins reacting. All of you are like, oh shit, what's going on? Daka just flicks his hand just a little bit to try to counter the spell, and an enormous wave of magic washes over all of you. So this, and this happens. I think I worked it out really high, so... I just need to look up one thing.
What's the? I guess it wouldn't matter.
And appear as...
If it's DC 10 plus the spell's level and I only get 10, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, the spell level is a 9. He's casting a 9th level spell.
Jesus.
wow.
Yikes.
So he's not the weak form that he was before. He's been gaining power.
He's been hitting the gym.
When you blink, all of you are like, what the fuck just happened? Lycidia is gone. So is Acheron Silverblade. And cutting you off from either going deeper into the mines or heading back outside to go see Gygax and Riverin, there is a translucent shimmering circle that covers the entrance of the mines and also cuts Kelly off from moving any further into the mines.
Mm.
Can I make an Arcana check to see what this is?
Absolutely. What thing would you like to check to see what is?
The spell that he cast.
Yes, make an Arcana check.
How's a 9 do you, Arthur?
Oh!
The level of magics
God.
that he's using are so ancient and theoretical that you have no computation. The only thing you can determine is that it's so much more powerful than what he previously claimed to be able to use that almost certainly that orb is cheat juice in him.
Mm-hmm. We used it. We've seen that orb before.
Correct. And as you recall, this guy was talking about attempting to acquire something like a wish spell, which is 9th level, just like the spell that he just cast.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going through my stuff to see if I have anything that can help with this. I can speak to Gygax, yes?
Telepathically? Allow me to double check.
I thought you said it was up to a mile.
It is,
but the
however,
spell
you guys
might
are
be.
inside of a barrier.
Hmm.
You can telepathically communicate outside of this barrier.
I can or cannot?
Yes, can. So Gygax, when you call out for Gygax, Gygax goes, I am here.
Okay. I turn to Ducker and I'm just like, where do you want him to take Riverend?
Back to Flemia.
All right.
It's the only place we've been that it has friendly people.
So I'll do that.
Okay. You can see that she's upset by this. She's riding on this giant ant, and the ant is moving away from you all. She can't communicate with it anyway, but she's like punching the back of the ant as she's being zoomed away at high speed towards Flemia.
Okay.
Doc will be like against the bubble with like his fist trying to like pound it out.
Yeah, this surface, it feels like even more solid than steel. Like a mythical metal that you're punching, even though it's invisible. You're hitting nothing but like a vague orange shimmer.
Also
All right,
phrasing,
can I
I get
mi-
it, but never mind.
Can I Misty Step out of this bitch?
You attempt to Misty Step through it, and you go nowhere. Your spell begins. You use the spell slot. You missed for a moment, and then you snap back to where you started.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, I guess I will. Okay, I'm gonna attack the wall with my flaming sword.
Okay. You deal no damage to the wall. You slam against it over and over again.
Okay. Interesting. So we've killed this guy a lot.
Yeah.
We've killed him a lot.
I wouldn't say
what do
a
I know
dozen
ab-
times, but I would say probably like 8. Maybe
What do
6.
I know about his personality? Is he the type that likes to talk about his achievements? Is like what are we doing here?
I mean, you've read his diary a few times. He is a talker, but he's also not a dumbass. Like, he's not the kind of person to monologue in combat, right? He's just literally showed you that.
So, okay, what I'm saying is, this Kelly is a sage.
Right?
Does that Kelly also appear to be intellectually driven and would talk about findings and stuff like that? Has he done any, like, has he talked about that before? Has he written anything like that? Can I get him to talk about
He's not
the
here.
orb? Oh, he's not here anymore?
Like I mentioned, he and Lycidia disappeared,
Yeah, they fucked off.
and the barrier appeared.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still here. Right. Okay, my bad. Well, we could try digging underneath the spell, maybe.
Does it look like a circle, like a sphere?
It does on the outside. The one that's blocking Kelly's side is a panel.
Hmm. Where it's coming, the one where it's a panel, where it's, I guess, for lack of a better terms, where it's up against the wall, is there any embellishment, runic, anything, or is it just straight up just stone?
Just extends directly from the stone. This is some Star Wars Duel of the Fates, Qui-Gon Jinn Force Shield bullshit. We even got Kelly Kwon-Do here, just attacking it with his lightsaber.
Well, the other thing is I could potentially do is detect magic, and it's not. It says that it penetrates barriers, but I don't know what that's going to tell us about this thing.
Man,
Have we used Arcana on this already?
I have. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you used Arcana to determine what spell he was casting when he had the orb. You haven't used Arcana to determine what this spell is.
All right,
Oh.
I'm doing it. Fuck.
I mean, I could have helped you with it if we.
9. This spell is beyond your ken. It is deep in old magic still.
Yeah.
After about 10 minutes, out of nowhere, the barrier drops.
Well, that was easy.
Do you
That'd
think
be
we should
brutal,
investigate
undoubtedly.
his? Do you think
Yeah.
we should how far away can I still contact Gygax?
Over 10 minutes, Gygax is long gone. He was going to be waiting for you in Flemia.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Should we go into his personal room then?
If he has anything here. If he left us quickly, he might have taken anything of value with him. I've got new investigation skills, though.
Ooh.
I took proficiencies in this because that's what Doc has been doing the whole time, pretty much. So
You head back into the less secret part of his lair. You know exactly where to excavate. You, as Finley, already know how to break open the door, but of course you no longer have thieves' tools to do so. And I think that is where we'll take our break, with the four of you standing in a line looking at a door.
looking at Finley.
Looking at Finley, looking at a door. When we return for the second half, there's some fuckery about, and it's time to determine what the hell just happened. Man, I was nervous, though. That counterspell could have made this encounter very different.
If I
didn't even know
rolled
you
well,
had counterspell. Yeah, I mean, you have to roll very well. But
Yeah.
yes, it could have
Well,
altered
with
the
an-
course of history.
a 19 with a +3, I would have to roll 18 or higher.
16.
16 or higher.
Yep. 20% chance.
Too bad.
Whomp, whomp.
You'll get it on the, you'll get it on the next playthrough, or the one after that, or the one after that.
Agrim unlocked the door. Yeah, no.
My
I'm
skill rolls